Hello, Lisa H. here at Photo Scraps in Eldersburg. A couple cards I'm going to show you today using the watercolor, using the distressed inks, but acting as a watercolor ink pad. I think you're going to love them. This is a card that I made that is very, very simple, though I know it looks complicated. I promise it's not. It's using a couple different supplies. The stamp set is by My Favorite Things. I just love this company. It's one of my favorites. The stamp is called I Love You More, and it has a lot of great sentiment, so I used this, as well as these new water brushes by Prima. These are great, and this is what you'll need to move the distressed ink around the page. So hold on 1 second, and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so what we're going to do is get started using watercolor paper. You can't do this technique on regular cardstock because it has too much water to it and your paper is going to ripple. You won't like that. So you need a nice thick piece of watercolor paper. It really is a much different texture than regular cardstock. And we're going to use our inks, but on this clear laminated palette. I also have a splat mat down in case I make any mess. But in order to use these inks, you don't want to draw the water brush right onto the ink pad because you're going to water it down. So what you want to do is take the inks and just create a little smear of each of the colors. I have Worn Lipstick, Fired Brick, and Festive Berries, and the fourth color is going to be Picked Raspberry. So you literally just make a smear of it like that. It's as easy as that. And if these dry out, it's no problem because we're going to create water with them anyhow. No big deal. So the first thing you want to do is, the water brushes by Prima are great. They have water inside of them if you give a little squeeze. We want to just wet the entire surface of the watercolor paper. Now because this has pink coming out, I'm not worried because I'm going to add pink, of course, over there. But if you didn't like that, you could simply take a paper towel and just wipe it off until your brush became clean, okay? So we're just going to wet the whole surface. And you'll see that the inks will add much nicer whenever everything is wet. And then it doesn't matter which color you want to start with. We're going to have all four colors, and we're simply just going to smear it on. And I'm going to mix the colors together. I'm going to keep going. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no right or wrong. You just want to kind of put your groups of color wherever you like it. And the beauty of this is the water is going to help it move around. And you'll see the pink is a great one. It really brings all these together. And if something isn't really appealing to you, you can either take a water spritz bottle or take more of your ink from your water brush. I'm sorry, more of the water from your water brush. And just kind of move it around. These react beautifully with water. So we're just kind of smearing and moving and wait till we have a good look that we like. Okay, I'll go ahead and finish this. We'll turn off and I'll tell you what happens next. So I'm playing here and I kind of feel like it needs a little bit stronger color. So I like the ink called Festive Berries. I'm just adding some groups of this all over. I don't want it to be too washed out looking. And then of course I love the Picked Raspberry. Let me put a little bit more on my palette here. So if you don't like what the look you're achieving, just keep adding color. So this Picked Raspberry is a great, nice, strong color. Add a few more little groups of this. Now this can either air dry, which would take, 5 or 10 minutes, or you can take it over and use the heat gun. I think that's what we'll do. I'll be back in just a second. Now no two of these that you do will ever turn out the same. I mean, there's just no way to replicate it. So we're going to try to create some of these splotchy looks up there. And all we're going to do is take a bunch of ink on the end of our water brush. And I'm going to squeeze a little bit to get a little bit of the ink and the water to come out at the same time. I'm just going to kind of make some splotches. And let's see if we like that. Guess what? If we don't, we can go over it again. That's the beauty of it. Kind of move that around a little bit like that. Let's do some pink. And I love this technique because it's very forgiving. It allows you to kind of keep using your personality and just add the water to kind of keep moving it around. Okay, now I'll go I will go put this under the heat gun. And let's see if we're done. And I'll show you the edging next. All right, so this is what I ended up with. I just kept layering more ink and then either blotted with a paper towel or used the heat gun to set. And you could see how different these two look. I mean, no two are ever going to look the same. And I'm going to show you next how to use this, how to use just simple scissors to create that rough edge. Just open up your scissors. These guys are very sharp. Please be careful. And you're just going to rough up the edge, just going back and forth, all along. And that's how you get that really cool roughed up edge. It's just a kind of a neat way to finish. And you can only do this on watercolor paper because it's so nice and thick. I'm sorry? I do it on regular paper. You do it on regular paper?
I do it on regular
Tracy
paper.
says she does this on regular paper. I just learned something new.
I do it on graphic 45 paper.
I never do it on regular paper. Oh. Well, I stand corrected, people. We can do it on regular paper or watercolor paper. So last thing we're going to do is stamp our sentiment. I'm going to use Festive Berries. And again, this ink set, these inks are the Tim Holtz Distressed inks, and the stamp is My Favorite Things, which is one of my favorite companies. And all we're going to do is simply stamp this, layer together our 3 mats, and then oh, faux pas. Well, those things happen. We're going to turn it over and try it again. See? Oops. This will be one of Tracy's trivia questions. What did Lisa H. say when her stamp didn't turn out? Oopies. Let's try it again, peeps. Okay, there we go. Oh! I think this is going to have to be edited out. Hold on. Let's try it again. Tracy, how much do you pay your editing department? Let's get a lot of ink on there.
I think the trivia question should be, what paper can you rough up?
Oh, it's too. Okay, we're going to attempt this one more time. Now, who wants to put money this will work out? Ready? Okay, I've just been stamping for a little time. Well, it's okay, but I kind of made it off center. We're going to try it one more time. Oh my God. This is going to be the other trivia question. How boring was this video because Lisa had to keep restamping the sentiment? This will be number 4. Ready? This is going to be the winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Ready? It's going to be it. Yes! All right, so then we're going to layer the pink. We're going to layer the red, and we're simply going to apply them right here. And then a couple bling top and bottom. Of course, we need this, duh. Then we're done. Whoops. Then we're done. And we're done. There. Thank you.